In the previous video, we knew how Carter solved the problem to separate Toot's mummy from his gold coffin. We knew that Toot's mummy was lavished with so many costly golden things. We also knew that it was the belief of Egyptian people that the mummies might take their wealth to another world after death. Archaeology has changed substantially in the intervening decades, focusing less on treasure and more on the fascinating details of life and intriguing mysteries of death. Now, see this line. First, bird meanings. Substantially means to a great extent, very much. Intervening means middle. Fascinating means interesting, attractive. Intriguing means interesting. Now see, archaeology has changed. Substance means to a great extent, too much. It means to say that there is a great change in archaeology. In the intervening means in the middle decades, focusing less on treasure. Now, archaeology focuses less on treasure and more on the fascinating means interesting details of life and intriguing means interesting mysteries of death. Actually, at present time, the archaeologists are focusing more on the facts about life, about death of a dead person. They don't focus on the treasures found with the mummy. It also uses more sophisticated, means advanced, high-tech tools, including medical technology. See the line? It means archaeology also uses more sophisticated, means more advanced, more high-tech tools, including it also uses medical technology to solve the mysteries of the past. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter's discovery, in 1968, more than 40 years after Carter's discovery, and anatomy. Now, what is anatomy? Anatomy is the branch of science concerned with bodily structure of humans, animals, and other living organisms. An anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy. The professor x-rayed the mummy of Tut and revealed me disclosed a startling means surprising fact, and the professor disclosed a surprising fact. Now, what was the fact? See, beneath means under the region that cakes his chest. His chest means Tut's chest. Beneath the region that cakes Tut's chest, his breast means chest, bone, His chest bone and front ribs are missing. See, this was the surprising fact revealed by the anatomy professor who x-rayed Tut's mummy, and he disclosed that his breastbone and front ribs are missing. Today, diagnostic imaging can be done with computed tomography or CT, by which hundreds of X-rays in cross-section are put together like slices pieces of bread to create a three-dimensional virtual body. Now, what is virtual actually? Virtual means anything that seems to be real, but actually it is not real. Now, see the sentence. Today, diagnostic imaging can be done with computed tomography or CT scanner. Now, see in this picture, you see this is Tut's mummy, and it is gliding into the CT scanner, and this is Jahi Habas, and he is his assistant, and scanning is going to be done. Now see this is 3D image, and this is virtual body of Tut's mummy, and see this is CT scan of Tut's head, and this is also image of his head, chest, and this is also one image of Tut's head. So, with the help of these images, scientists are trying to know about the life and death of King Tut. Now come to the line. Today, diagnostic imaging can be done with computed tomography or CT, by which hundreds of X-rays in cross-section are put together like slices, like pieces of bread to create a three-dimensional, mean 3D virtual body. What more would a CT scan reveal of Tut than the X-ray? And could it answer two of the biggest questions still remaining about him, about Tut? How did he die, and how old he was at the time of his death? King Tut's demise means death, was a big event, even by royal standards. King Tut's demise was a big event, even by royal standards. He was the last of his family's line. He was the last of his family's line. It means to say that he was the last member of his family line, and his funeral was the death rattle means actually here bell, and his funeral was the death bell of a dynasty that had ruled over Egypt for centuries. But the particulars of his passing with his death, but the particulars of his death and its aftermath. After means its consequences, कि what happened after his death. But the particulars of his passing away means death, and its aftermath. Aftermath means consequences are unclear. But the particulars of his death and what were the consequences after his death are unclear. Nobody knows what happened after the death of Tut. In this way, today we have tried to know about the CT scanning of Tut's mummy and the results of the scanning, the facts disclosed by the scientist, the professors, were about his death and about his life. But King Tut is still a mystery.